Trump administration says Americans will be allowed to buy cheaper drugs from Canada. Canadian Pharmacists Association warns a potential shortage of domestic supply.
Here's a summary of the article.
Washington, the Trump administration said Wednesday it will set up a system to allow Americans to legally import lower-cost prescription drugs from Canada, weakening a long-standing ban that had stood as a top priority for the politically powerful pharmaceutical industry. Azar, a former drug industry executive, said U.S. patients will be able to import medications safely and effectively, with oversight from the Food and Drug Administration. For too long, American patients have been paying exorbitantly high prices for prescription drugs that are made available to other countries at lower prices, Azar said in a statement that credited President Donald Trump for pushing the idea. Separately, the Trump administration is pursuing a regulation that would tie what Medicare pays for drugs administered in doctors' offices to lower international prices. Grassley said on Twitter that importation would lower prescription drug costs, and all drugs from abroad must be verified as safe by the FDA. He and Democratic presidential candidate Senator Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota have a bill to facilitate importation. Eyeing his re-election campaign, Trump has made lowering prescription drug prices one of his top goals. As a candidate, he called for allowing Americans to import prescription drugs, and recently he eased back to Florida law allowing state residents to gain access to medications from Canada.
This post received a score of 28,141, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Canada here. We passed legislation at the federal level placing limits on drug pricing. Could that be done in the USA? Sure, but not when you let lobbyists for corporations write your legislation for you. The people who pass those laws have a benefit plan funded by the taxpayers.
Actually, I'll be surprised if the lobbyists don't stop this. They will come up with the Freedom United Care Unilateral Limit on Life Expectancy Act (FUCU-LOL) Act for short and block us from buying in Canada on the grounds of it's not safe as their standards are a bit different, or maybe national security. P.S. Thanks for the rare metals that are apparently advertised on TV. What a time to be alive.
National security. The right can always rely on sucking off the military, anything authoritarian, and let's face it, baby boomers scare easy at anything. Especially when Fox starts word salading Big Pharma talking points.
Greater than especially when Fox starts word salading Big Pharma talking points. CNN. CNN is the one whose advertising base is almost all Big Pharma. Fox is a mishmash of snake oils, weight loss, miracle pills, get-rich-quick etc., some Big Pharma, and insurance. CNN is basically just a channel for prescription pill ads that sometimes might also talk about the news. Fun fact, MSNBC advertises more meat than any other news network.
Don't forget gold. Fox just can't stop trying to convince me that gold is going to be valuable if there's ever a global apocalypse.
And pillows for some reason.
Everyone deserves a good pillow.
Except the brown children in cages, apparently.
Well, right. I thought that was implied.
Pretty sure Canada gets to decide who can buy drugs from Canada.
I work in a pharmacy in a Canadian border town. They have to have a prescription signed by a Canadian doctor to fill it here. I can't tell you how many Americans have shown up in my pharmacy with a script signed by an American doctor and we have to turn them away.
I work at a clinic in Minnesota and we print Rx's, mostly Viagra and Restasis, for patients that buy in Canada. I've never heard of them having issues getting them. Are these easier to get in Canada?
Maybe if they get it filled in Manitoba they might have different laws, but in Ontario out-of-country scripts have to be co-signed by a Canadian physician who knows the patient. Edit, I just want to point out that there are pharmacists who will still fill it, but they are not actually supposed to. It's against our standards of practice and they would likely be fined if they were audited.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.